Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of Locked and Loaded, where we keep it locked and loaded with all this information that we find out, even though we don't know what's true or not. We just like have fun talking about it. As always, I'm that incredible host that needs to shave his beard but never does. And with me always is the one and only true Levi fan, Javis. Welcome,
Hello,
Javis.
everyone.
By the way, I watched all the episodes of Attack on Titan except for that movie thing that you or something that just recently came out. You said it was an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's not in English. Don't hate me for that. I can't.
I mean,
Yeah,
it'll eventually get there. But that is the second thing that I want to talk about in this episode.
all right.
So
So
I'm
what's the
happy you
first?
brought that up. So first is this show that you don't know about that I want to immediately stop this podcast after we're done and go watch it. There's a show that just hit Netflix that is heating up, and every single day I go online, more people are talking about it. It had a slow start, but it's burning up, and everyone's talking Emmys. Everyone's talking, oh my God, I cannot believe these two actors are really giving it to us the way that they are. And that is comedian Ali Wong and actor Stephen Ewan. I believe that's
Oh, beef.
Beef.
I thought you said beast.
No, Beef. Beef. F is in Frank.
Like someone's got beef with you. I saw the
Yes.
trailer for that and I kind of chuckled a little bit, but it's really good.
It's incredible because it's not meant to be a super duper comedy. It's actually really serious at a lot of moments. You would think Ali Wong is in it, so it's gonna be like this super duper comedy, and it's not. There are funny parts, but when I tell you these two go through so much in this show, and to see Stephen Ewan's performance in this, there are certain moments to where you're gonna say to yourself, "I can't believe you were ever on Walking Dead,"
Oh, this is the
because
dude with the headache.
yes, you're just like Glenn is what's his name, and you're like, "I can't believe you were ever on Walking Dead," because it feels like you've just been a serious Emmy award-winning actor this entire time. Killing him off was probably the best thing they could have ever done for this man, because if they didn't kill him, he'd still be on it like the rest of them. In my opinion, I don't think he would have ever just up and left. Personally, but I don't know the man, so I don't know, man. I don't know what made them choose him and her, but their chemistry together is
What do you mean you don't?
crazy.
They have another show together.
What other show?
Tuca and Birdie.
That's where they met. I did
Tuca and
not know
Birdie.
that.
That,
Toucan and Bird. Isn't Aisha Tyler on that too?
no, it's what is her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Um, wow, I feel so bad because I like her. Tuca and Birdie cast. Yeah, Tiffany Haddish
Oh.
and Nicole Bear is in it sometimes too.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I was like, is it Nicole Byer or?
yeah, Nicole Byers in it, but not in it a lot. The main characters are three people, which is Tiffany Haddish, Ali Wong, and Stephen Yeun. Stephen Yeun and Ali Wong are dating.
Wow,
Yeah,
that
they're boyfriend and
explains
girlfriend.
so much. So much. I did not know that.
And Tiffany
And
Haddish is the best friend that's best friends with Ali Wong's character, which is Bernie, and they just get into mischief stuff. But there are times where it's just funny as heck. There are other times where I mean serious on the next level. Like, should this be in a cartoon? Because this is really, really dark, and they're really going through some stuff. But but that's the style of that comedy that they're giving. They're giving that realism, and that realism actually brings in that style of funny. So to me, it's just them doing the exact same thing all over again,
in
um,
human form.
in human form. But this time, it's Steven going off the wall with Allie, which is really really good. I like the dynamic of that. But yeah, They seem pretty close.
Yeah,
Maybe a little
that
bit
is
closer than what we think, because she has a divorce, so
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Shut up, Joe.
I'm just saying, like, that's how things start.
But
Can't
yeah,
wait for the entanglement episode.
but yeah, it's just the fact that, these are two people living two separate lives, in beef, and of course they have a road rage incident together, and they just become obsessed with each other. And it's not in a good way, but they become obsessed with I don't want to ruin the show, but I will just say that they become obsessed with each other. But the thing about it is their obsession with each other, their anger and rage towards each other, um, ends up becoming the only thing that gives them some sort of a stress relief. Even they sometimes don't even realize why they're so obsessed with each other. But it just goes to show you how there are people out there that are really like this, and you're just like, why are you like this? And you realize that, there are certain people that go through a lot of things in their own life. So that's the only thing. Their obsession with each other is the only thing they can actually control, because everything else in their life is just so bonkers.
I
So
knew when you described this, I was like, I've seen this before. There was a movie called Changing Lanes, starring Ben Affleck and Samuel L. Jackson. Ben Affleck and Samuel L.
ah,
Jackson get into a fender bender, and instead of them leaving it alone, they become obsessed with each other, trying to outdo the other one and hurting the other person's life because they're upset about the accident. And it goes to a point where it gets way too far. And I'm like, is that the show?
that's the show.
Wow. Because Ben Affleck plays a lawyer and he doesn't care that he hit them. And I forgot what Samuel L. Jackson was doing, but like, I mean, they are messing each other's lives up because like there's a file that he needs, and Samuel L. Jackson has that file, and he's messing with him. So now that guy messes with Samuel L. Jackson's life because he's a lawyer. He can do certain things and mess up his tickets and stuff. Puts him in. I think he puts him in jail for a little bit. Things like that. So it's like a back and forth, trying to out beef the other person for the whole entire time. And you literally just described that right now. So
Wow.
wow.
So yeah, they redid it in TV show form, but I tell you, the I would say the big thing about this that might make it a little different than this movie is the outside character, because they can only control what they do to each other, but you will come to find out the outside characters make, for some surprising circumstances that even they don't see coming. So that's the biggest thing, is that you kinda know what they're gonna do, but you have no idea what the people in their lives are going to be doing, and how they're gonna interact with each other. And so that's the big thing. Those 2 are my favorite characters in the show, but then you also have a favorite character from each side of their stories, where you're just like, the second they're on the screen, you're just like, you're about to mess something up completely. You're about to screw up their entire plan and end up helping the other person just leave, and they're trying to get them to leave and they won't leave. And it's a whole thing, man. The characters in each person's life really give life to each person's story.
I'm literally
So
like hearing you talk about this, and I'm watching the trailer of Changing Lanes with no sound. There's literally one scene where Ben Affleck's on the highway with his Mercedes Benz, and Samuel L. Jackson's character is in a cab. So they're both on the highway. Ben Affleck's doing whatever like that, and then on the side of him, a cab pulls up, and it's Samuel L. Jackson. And Samuel L. Jackson waves at him and holds up the thing that takes the tire off of the
the tire jack?
yeah, not the jack, but the thing that unscrews it, whatever that's called, the tire,
Oh,
whatever that thing
yeah.
is. So Samuel Jackson's holding that up in his car, and he's twirling it, and he's smiling at him. And Ben Affleck's like, "Why are you doing that?" And then Ben Affleck's tire comes off in the
Oh
middle of the
my
road. So I'm like, "Yeah, that's totally what you're talking about." So I actually enjoyed that movie. I actually saw that movie in the movie theater, so I think I'm gonna enjoy watching this beef and seeing, um, what it is because everyone else was life was starting to get messed up because they would not leave each other alone, and it was
Yep.
affecting them, so you are literally describing something that's
That's I was about to
amazing
say
that
that's
that
probably
popped in
what
my
they
head.
did. They probably took inspiration to it, but it's cool to see it from an Asian perspective because it's all Asian actors, and I'm pretty sure the director is Asian as well. So
There was a
um,
song, called "Change Lanes." It was one of my favorite songs. I ended up hearing it for the first time when I bought a vehicle. So the song "Changing Lanes" is always in my head. So when you that movie that means it's always in the back of my head sometimes. And when you describe what you described, I was like, oh my gosh, like I know this. So let me look it up. And sure enough, I just typed in "Changing Lanes" and that popped up. So I'm sure it's gonna pop up for a lot of people because of beef. So that makes sense.
who wrote Change Lanes? I mean, who sings Change
Um,
Lanes? The song?
Oh my gosh, that's an old song. Oh my
Because I
god.
feel like I know it only because of you.
Yeah, like all I want to do is to make you, even though I can't even sing the song without us having to pay
But
for it. So
I know
you know,
it.
from just me doing that.
Yes,
Oh, because you used to
because
ride with me. Yeah, that was my jam.
literally, yep, and any because I was like, if it was your favorite song, then I've heard it.
That's so true.
Half of your favorite songs became my favorite song.
Yeah, they showing all these other people singing their different versions of "Changing Lanes." So no, it's called
But yeah,
"Change Lanes,"
no.
not
So
"Change."
it's just been my big recommendation. A lot of the moments in here are very heartfelt and very emotional. For no reason at all, they hit you out of nowhere. Um, and I think that I just never expected those two to give that kind of a performance. This is my first time seeing them do something like this, and yeah, I think it's gonna be on the Emmy list personally. Everywhere they go, everyone that talks about having watched this, they've laughed and they've been upset at some of the things that they've done. They've been right out angry. Um, and by the end of it, you're just in love with this show and you just can't wait for more. So
Geggita, Geggyytah.
yeah,
Or it
and
could be
there's a character in the show. His name is Isaac Cho, I think it is, and he's an artist. And they got him to act in the show, but he also at the beginning of every episode, there's a very dark, twisted, and distorted.
Oh, it's a mini series.
Yeah,
I thought it was a movie. So it's like
no,
8 episodes.
yeah, it's 10.
Is it something where you think it's going to be a season 2 or just it's a one off?
They've already been greenlit for season 2.
What the heck are they going to do in season 2?
Oh, it's so good, Joe. You have to wait and see. It's so good. And it's one of those where the last 15 seconds of every episode, you're just like, again.
I wish I had known that. I could have been watching it this weekend. I thought it was a movie.
No, it's so good. And that's the thing that literally it's like 10 episodes, and usually you know how long it takes me to watch anything. And the second it dropped on Netflix, I was done in 48 hours. I kept clicking continue. I couldn't stop. I was obsessed.
James just told everybody why we weren't able to do an episode last week because
No,
he
I
was
was sick.
obsessed.
I had all these allergies and I couldn't feel my
Allergies is not
face.
sick. Allergies is just
And
allergies.
I was in the middle of the feeling that way, and I was just like, I don't know what to do, blah blah blah. And it was just like Beef hits Netflix. I'm like, what is this about? And just stuck on it, just completely stuck on it. But yeah, Isaac Cho, he plays Stephen Ewan's cousin in the show, and he is an artist, and I did not realize there at the beginning of every episode, there's a dark, twisted, and distorted art image that shows up along with the title screen. He's the one that draws all of that for the show. Like, they really went in-house for all Asian entertainment. Like, this literally it's literally what you want Black people to do, but we don't do half the time. This is what they're doing with Asian Americans, and it's incredible.
Like back Black Adam. We gonna talk later.
Exactly. Something cool, something interesting where we do the art, we do the music, we do the acting, we do everything, and it's not about baby mama drama, you know?
I just love that phrase. Sorry.
What?
Baby mama drama.
'Cause those are the type of show, anything that you stick all of us on, it's something heavy and it's something serious, and then every now and again somebody just goes, "Mhm."
Mm-hmm.
And
And
it's
the
just
music in the background. Oh, what
and
happened
it's
to
like,
Billy?
"Yo, we can do shows like that too. I don't know why we don't." And I can't say that we're not, because Abbott Elementary is insanely awesome.
It
And
is.
you have some people that are really killing it right now for Black entertainment. But I know how talented we are, and I want us to hit that next level.
We shall overcome.
So we got about 14 minutes left. Let's go ahead and talk about what I've been dying to talk about with you for the past 2 weeks, and that is what you think about Attack on Titan with everything that you've seen thus far.
Um, to be honest, scratch my ear. Ooh, Jesus. Um, I've been getting angry watching it because yeah, you're gonna attach his neck back to his head like that. And then he looked like a giant damn spider. It's just so stupid.
It's not stupid.
Like it's the only show that I've ever seen in my life where when I think it's done, everybody's gonna be dead. Like that's just what I feel like. Nobody is gonna live through any of this, and it's gonna be nothing but utter death. Because like even the people that got to hurt the voice of him in his head from all the other places in the countries, they're trying to warn people like, you guys are just trying to stick together, shoot them too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like it's just a lose lose for everybody. And then what's his name gets shot in the mouth and in the face, and he falls down, and all he does is this for like 2 episodes.
Like he's recovering.
Yeah, you need to recover a little bit faster. There's stuff going on around you, bro.
Oh
And
my
then like
god.
they destroyed the other ship and they died inside of it. It's just. I'm like, I was asking myself, and I literally said to myself, "Who's left?" Like after everything I saw, because first they were doing everything they can to kill the Titans. They're like, all right, cool. We finally got a hand on these Titans. Now we're gonna sit there and fight these bad guys. Oh wait, no, we're not gonna fight these bad guys. We're gonna fight each other. So now we fight each other. They're like, wait. Some of us are gonna fight with the bad guys we were trying to kill to begin with. We're gonna work as a team and we're gonna kill the person that's been my friend for over 20 something years. Like we grew up together, lived together. You know, my sister is your wife, but I'm gonna shoot you now for the sake of the people. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And it just keeps going and going. And every time, I don't know, it's kind of like it's like throwing up with dry heaves because there's nothing else for you to let out of your stomach because it's all out. And just when you think it's all out, then there's more stuff that comes out. Because what's her name sitting there trying to find her doggone scarf? I knew you had my scarf. Yeah, you knew I had your scarf. I was the one that was talking about it 5 minutes ago. Where else you think it's gonna go? You weren't gonna wear it, so I'm gonna wear it.
Oh my
That's just what it
god.
is. It's just I'm
That
looking
girl
at
that girl poured her heart out to Mikasa, and she was just like, "Okay, bye."
yeah. I don't care. Gotta go. when you saved my family and you came on, you killed that Titan right in front of me. You saved all the people of the town. We all appreciate everything you done. Um, they called my order for my latte.
Mikasa has been through so much. She's just
She
like,
really hasn't. If you really, really think about it, she really hasn't.
come
Like if you
on,
truly look
Joe.
at, because her whole story starts with losing her family, but that's everybody's storyline. The only difference was it wasn't Titans, it was just robbers, and so that's her story starts. And then she gets a family, and she decides to protect the family because she loses them too as parents. But that's also the norm in that town. Everything that's happened to her has been the norm. The only thing that hasn't been the norm is the fact that her brother, technically boyfriend, whatever they want to call each other, because don't nobody know what to call that mess, is still alive. Not only is he still alive, the dude can get his head chopped off and then have it glued back on from like 5 feet away. So it's just like that's the thing that's different. Because if you really look at it, she is a Titan killer. I don't know who's better, her or Levi. I think they're
Yes,
the top two right there. And I'm
they
like, if you
are.
had to pick between the two, I think I would pick her and I would put on a mask of Aaron so that way I can guarantee that I wouldn't die because she would do everything she can to keep me alive. Levi would be like, I don't know if we still need you, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you die and figure that mess out later. She
Yep.
will sit there and still go for me, but her life story, everything that's happened to her, has happened to everybody else, and that's the big problem of that, of the climaxing of this show. Everybody has done everything. Everyone has felt that they were on the right side to find out they were on the wrong side. Everyone has lost someone they truly love and they care about. Everyone has had to fight for a Titan and then work for a Titan at the same time. Everybody's experienced the exact same thing. Nobody's better than anybody in that. And everyone has a right to the feelings that they're feeling. But the thing is, what do you do now? Do you support the dude who's taking all these titans and is going to kill everybody else on planet Earth so your place can live? Or do you fight him, the very person that's kept you alive for all these years, and try to stop him from saving your family? Like the logic doesn't make any sense. We're going to stop him because, but stopping him kills your family. I don't understand that. It was very clear that, hey, we want to make these people not have children anymore. And in 3 or 4 generations, they're all going to be dead and we'll never have to deal with them again. And Aaron's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to kill your people. And then you're like, no, don't kill his people. I'm going to go ahead and kill my brother, my sister, my cousin, my family instead to stop you from killing a whole entire planet that was hell bent on killing me to begin with. Where's the logic in all of that? You turned all my family and friends, some of the best soldiers, into Titans. And then we had to kill them. And you're telling me now this dude is going to go out and kill all those people for us? The only hard part about that is learning that some of those people do like that town. But for me, I don't think it's anybody that's there. Everyone that does is the one that's already on their side already.
No. So basically, Marley, the ones that have been enslaving them and the ones that have been attacking them is one nation of many. And but the problem is that nation is like the America of their world. That's the biggest, it's the most powerful. And what they showed you at the beginning of season 4 was the fact that they are constantly at war. Many other nations have been trying to stop them for years. Aaron's plan doesn't just kill Marley, it kills all of the allies that they could have, should have, and the people that have been on their side from the beginning. They all died the same way.
But
And
which one of them came to sit there and talk to the town and say, hey, we know how to help you? None of
they
them.
couldn't. That's the problem.
What do you mean they couldn't? They all knew where
They
they
can't
were.
they can't get to that island without going through Marley.
Marley's not blocking that island.
Yes, they are. Marley is the one that's directly next to that island. You can't get there without going through their sea.
Now, how did those other people get there?
What other people?
The people that were there with them for 4 years trying to sit there and figure out how to work out something and end up putting the blood in the alcohol. that changed them all to Titans.
Those people are from Marley. Those are Marleyans. They came from Marley into there. Those people
They're
that
not all from even that Asian woman, the Chinese or the consulate lady. She's not from Marley.
no, she's not from Marley, but she's there on visitation. At the time that this attack was going on, remember when Aaron went all crazy and killed everyone? They were having a huge conference of nations, and they brought out a bunch of people, top military men, into one area, and some of the top rich people into one area. They're just like, look, this is what we're going to do. Us Marley, we're going to let you know that we think it's best for all of us to come together. We've been fighting. A lot of our people have died. We want to come together against the island. They were just proposing an idea. And people were cheering and everything like that because everyone would have gotten there's a chance that everyone would have gotten behind the man that was doing it, because this was a very rich and powerful family
Mhm.
that has never stepped outside of their wall of riches or whatever. So they stepped outside of that to say, hey, let's all come together against the island so we can stop fighting each other, and we can just fight Aaron. We can just fight Aaron Yeager and the Titans. We can just go ahead and fight them, and they will be our common enemy. But before they could decide, Aaron said, "Oh no."
No, no, no. Hold on, because I hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about like 3 years prior to that, because Aaron and them never even made it to that island until they met that other group of people that came to the island first and introduced themselves. They were hidden on that ship, and they all like even the black dude, like all of them, that whole entire crew came to the island, negotiated with them. They performed a treaty to sit there and figure stuff out. Aaron then went with them to back to Mirror, whatever the place is called, and that's when he cut his leg and his did thing to his eye, so that way he can actually pretend, so that way he can get his whole entire people to come there and fight, even though the people never want to do that. Karen created his own plan. That was all
But
him.
yeah, the girl, I forget her name. It's not Natalia, but I feel like it has a Russian name. I feel like she was from Russia. But she and on Capone, which is the black guy, she was a double spy. So she was pretending to be, a Marley military person. And she's like, yeah, we go out and we do convoys and we do all this other stuff. But really she was in love with Zeke, and she wanted to be with him. So that entire party wasn't supposed to be on the island, but they had jurisdiction in Marley. Marley allowed them to vote freely. So they would take their free time. They took some of their free time, went to the island, and made that treaty, made that deal, and worked with them. But they only because they had free passage in Marley. You cannot get to over there without going through Marley first. You would have to either pretend to like Marlians or be a Marlian yourself. You could not just walk into Marley and then get to the island.
Yeah, I because they had that other group, the one that wanted to worship Mikasa. That
Yeah,
there's a
the
whole group.
Oriental lady. Yeah.
And so they I don't think that's the right word to use, so just so you know, future
Sorry.
reference. Jesus. Lord.
But
Everybody got it
that's
later.
what they called it in the show.
They
They
did?
were like, yeah, they were like, you are. That's what they said. You are of an Asian tribe. And they said Oriental. That
I always thought that was a bad word now. I don't know. I
it
don't know.
probably is. I mean, a bunch of Asian people were using it, like, but
That's true. But they use it anyway.
it's like us using the N word. Like we.
What word is that?
You said what?
So what N word is that?
Shut up. Shut up. But yeah, so that's what they said in the show. I'm not calling anybody that,
No,
but
no.
that's what they said in the show.
I got canceled.
But yeah, no,
That's
I
where my confusion is because she came in on her own ship and with her
yeah.
own crew, and I'm like, she had to pass Marley in order to get there. If you're talking the way you're talking,
Yeah, but once again, she was also at that conference. So
but the
it wasn't
conference was didn't happen yet.
she was supposed to be at that conference. If
That
you were
conference was not. It was supposed to be years later for the conference.
no, I'm talking about the conference where
The big
Aaron
giant
attacked.
conference where Aaron interrupts it and turns into a titan and
Yeah.
kills everybody. That happened 3 years after she met them.
Did it?
Yes, look at the timeline. Because they first had that one group come. That one group decides to devise a plan together to form a treaty. In that treaty, they still kind of held the Aaron's people still kind of like did not trust them and kept holding back, which caused those people to sit there and not feel that they can be trusted, which is why they did what they did with the wine. They didn't do that at first. It was something
Yeah.
that the people did, the Aaron's people did that caused them to do that. In the midst of that, they snuck what's her name there to do another treaty because they needed to develop their technology. They were the ones that
You're
actually
right.
gave them the new technology, which is why their suits are different because of them.
Yes.
So she came in and did that, and that was on for a few years or whatever until they finally all went to Marley and then started planning their stuff. But that's when Aaron goes rogue because he learns some information from his brother and decides the only way to save his people is by doing what he wants to do and not
Yeah.
listening to anybody else. And so his way of doing that was to cut his leg off, put the thing in his eye, stick his eye out, and not heal himself. So that way he can gain favor to get to the location. But he was also having that little boy send letters to back to his town and said, "Look,
Yes.
this is what I'm gonna do. And if you want me to survive, you guys got to do this to help me. If you don't want me to survive, then I'll just die doing this by myself." And that's
Mhm.
where they all came in to help because it was coordinated. He coordinated all of that. But that all happened because that Asian woman came in and started doing. That's how they got the balloon that they had. So
You're right. You're 100% right. I don't know. I mean, you could make the argument that because she was also invited to that conference that was supposed to be years later, that she was, an ally to Marley. Because at the end of the day, one of her last scenes was her walking away from that conference, and you could tell from the look on her face that she knew what was about to go down. And she was just like very much upset, but at the same time, she knew that it needed to happen, that Aaron needed to do what he needed to do. But
did she know it was gonna happen?
she knew something was gonna happen, which always had me go, which thing did she know was going to happen? Did she just think that they were going to be against the island? Or did she know that the whole Aaron thing was gonna happen? Because if she made that treaty with the island, I wanna know I wanna believe that she knew that they were there.
She
Uh
knew that they were there, but I don't think she knew that exact tact was happening because again, this was all Aaron's doing that he sent back to his own personal team. And they
Yeah, but,
realized in
like, the
order
way
for
that she left, though, when she was walking away, it was kinda like in a hurry, like, she wasn't sticking
and she
around.
took her heels off. Where are you going? Gotta go, gotta go.
That's how she was walking to me, that's how she was walking away. I was like, "Oh, she's trying to get out of there."
I probably gotta watch that scene again. It's like
Me
it's a
too.
lot of it's fresh, but at the same time, it's just it's a frustrating show
Yeah.
because I can't trust every time you can't trust anybody. No,
Yeah.
everyone's lying constantly over and over again. And like no one is telling the truth about anything. And just when you think you have something, it's just like, nope, we did this, so we can do this. Sorry, we lied to you and killed 50 of your people, but that's what we need to do. And they've been
But
doing that since season one.
I see where you're coming from, though. So let's take all of that out, and let's say that the other countries did have a chance to talk to them and didn't. I feel like you're still gonna have a lot of people that are on your side and say, "Hey, you didn't do anything to stop this. You all deserve to die." But you're also gonna have another side that says, "Hey, you're really gonna blame children for this too? Women for this too? People that aren't in power, people that couldn't do anything about it? Their leaders, yes, deserve to die for what they did, but are you gonna set all of them to death for that punishment?" So you have another side that's
Yes.
And that's where we've always differed. We've always been on 2 sides of that coin where it's just like
Wait, so I'll be walking with Aaron and you be walking with the dude with a shotgun in his mouth? What was his name? Name
yeah.
Shot.
Arm do you not
Armin.
see I had my Army plush last time we talked, like, literally, he's one of my favorite characters, but,
He was one of my favorites. He's not my favorite anymore. It's
copy.
he his self confidence got jacked up pretty bad.
It did when he took on the Colossal Titan. He's just not the same person, and I completely agree. I,
No,
I
it's when he transformed.
yeah, the first time he transformed, but
When he did what Aaron told him to do and transform in front of that city and kill all those people, he has not been the same ever since.
no,
And he's the only Titan that doesn't transform because he will literally kill. People die in order for him to transform. Everyone else can transform and not hurt a single soul. He transforms, people die.
everybody died.
So
And the thing about it is, look at his personality, though, and remember the personality of Berthold, who held the Colossal before, and you'll start to see him, he's slowly transforming into that personality, and he's starting to come to some, commonality with Berthold to say, "Hey, I get what you were feeling now. Like, you had to do what you had to do, but it didn't mean that you wanted to." And that's exactly where he is now.
the other part that I have with him is Armin sounds his voice sounds like Morty from Rick and Morty.
Maybe the American version does. I haven't heard his American
That's
voice.
true. You haven't heard American. I'm here to the American voice. I keep expecting Rick to show up and be like, "We gotta get out of here." So, all right, we way past our time,
I
but as
know, and
always,
I
thank
felt like
you
we would be.
everyone for tuning in and watching the 5 million of you that are sitting here looking at it. Lord. Um, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, with Joseph, that's Javis, and always keep the lock and loaded, and we'll give you as much information as you can when we find out. And we'll see you next time we do an episode. Take care.